How's it going? Dallas aka Inferness, and welcome back to YouTube videos with the most sinister backstories. This series is where we cover 3 videos with the most sinister backstories that you wouldn't expect just watching them. They may even look innocent off the bat, but when you really look into what happened afterwards or even during filming them, you start to realize just how dark they actually are. So this would be the second episode of this series, so I would appreciate it if you would go and check out the first one if you haven't already. But the first one we're going to be covering here is the Dry Ice Pool Challenge video. A Russian influencer on their 29th birthday decided that to celebrate, they wanted to pour a whole bunch of dry ice into a pool. Now, basically, if you're not familiar with what dry ice is, it's basically frozen carbon dioxide. So on February 27, 2020, Ekaterina Dedeko, an Instagrammer with, at the time, 500,000 followers, decided that they were going to fill up an entire pool with a metric ton of this dry ice, and then film it, of course, because that's what they did. They also invited a whole bunch of other people to come watch, even just jump into the pool while they filmed the whole thing. The video shows some people in a hazmat suit carrying this dry ice towards the pool, and then once they get to the pool, they just drop it in, and instantaneously, it turns into just this giant layer of fog on the pool. Almost like an explosion of just fog. Now, of course, what this fog is, because of it being dry ice, is carbon dioxide. Now, there's a whole bunch of people here that are celebrating this, and of course, this Instagrammer's own husband as well is there, who planned this whole thing out, and instantaneously, they start jumping into this pool, and you could see once they jump into the pool, it's just like they disappear. All you can see is them, like, now underneath this huge layer of fog, and just swimming around underneath that. So the thing about this, which instantly takes a dark turn, is the fact that since this is carbon dioxide, what slowly and basically right off the bat started happening to these people without them even noticing. Once they jumped into this, they slowly started suffocating without even realizing it, because that's what carbon dioxide actually does. If you start breathing in a whole ton of that, you don't even realize what's happening to you, and you start to literally suffocate without even knowing. And excess of this carbon dioxide leads to you being delirious and not being able to react to your surroundings. It's literally recorded them jumping in, flailing around, and then almost right off the bat, they started losing consciousness. And 3 people died after recording of this video. Of the people who died, one of them was actually the husband of this Instagrammer. Of course, the video cuts off, but you can literally see where the people started, like, struggling in the water and not even realizing that they were swimming basically in a giant cloud of poison. And this is where the controversy starts to come in, because this Russian Instagrammer was also a pharmacist. So it was questioned on how they wouldn't know the dangers of doing this, considering this is an indoor swimming pool, and they're pouring a whole bunch of carbon dioxide into this pool where it can't be ventilated, and this huge fog is just sitting on there. How could they not predict this going wrong, is basically the question. And then later on down the line, lots of people also accuse this person of turning this whole tragedy into some big career, and even like using money off of it in order to just look better on Instagram. Of course, those are just claims and rumors, but at the same time, 3 people legitimately died in this event, and it was all recorded for the world to see like it was no big deal. Number 2 is ICU22. Now, basically, ICU22 is a username of a supposed stalker on the internet who has as of yet been uncaught. And this video recently rose online that was sent to me, which shows what appears to be someone with a basic hacker mask that's going to this person's house where they have a Ring camera and going up to the front door and then basically just standing there for an uncomfortable amount of time. And there's a username that's going around that's thought to be connected with this person called ICU22. Whether or not this is actually one person or a group of people is, of course, unknown. But from the experience told to me, what could happen is that it'll start by someone named ICU22 private messaging you on a variety of different platforms. It could happen on Instagram, but also plenty of other places. And their messages starting out being weird and then growing in terms of being more invasive and strange to the point where they're basically full-out stalking. This apparently happened on Instagram, which led up to this recording. This user in particular got an Instagram private message from a user going by ICU.22, which after that turned into a very unwanted series of just disturbing messages, which was essentially just full-out stalking. And later on, this name was changed to Slate4545. Now, whatever that has to do with this in particular, I don't know, but this video was captured only a couple of days after the last message was sent to this particular person, which leads us to believe that it is connected. And whoever this person is, they go up to the camera, they look at it for an uncanny amount of time, and they basically just do nothing. They don't knock on the door, but they do slip some kind of an envelope or paper thing into the door, and then they just leave after staring at the camera. So there's not really much evidence on who they are, and as for what was in the envelope that they put on the door, there's no information on that either. But either way, a new serial stalker that just might be going around on the internet, of course, that's always nice. Now, number 3 is one that's definitely more on the dark side and even more sad because it involves a real YouTuber who is a CSGO YouTuber called mcskillet. Now, they made CSGO videos, and most of their videos were just them talking about how they were doing all these trades with CSGO items, skins, and they were just making a boatload of money off this, to the point where you could definitely make a living, but this guy obviously took it a little bit further, because you could tell by the fact that he made a video revealing his new car, and let's just say, it wasn't like the traditional new car video that you would see on the internet, because it was a McLaren, a $250,000 luxury car. Now, off the bat, this just seems like a really fortunate person, or at least young kid or individual who is able to afford this off of doing, CSGO activities and being pretty successful at YouTube. But going into what happened after this, in terms of its backstory, really starts putting something so dark over this video that it's actually unbelievable that it hasn't been removed at this point. Because it turns out that the actual way that he was able to afford this was he had started a website where you could gamble CSGO skins with other people. And that's a traditional scheme that's happened in the past. You've seen stuff like that going down with all kinds of big YouTubers, and being one of the biggest drama things that's ever happened. This guy decided to basically dip his toes into that as well, as if making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of CSGO and YouTube wasn't enough. That's probably the majority of where the money he used to get this car.
Alright, what's going on, guys? mcskillet here with another video, but today I thought I would switch it up and just do a real life video, because I've been seeing plenty of new car videos on YouTube for the longest time, and people seem to like those videos. They seem to get a lot of views. So this is actually my car. Now, it's not actually like my new car because I've had it for a few months now, but
now after the recording and revealing of this new car, that's pretty impressive for only a 900,000 subscribed YouTuber at that time. It just happened to be that Steam started cutting down on all of these lottery websites. This guy had owned his own lottery website, so because of that, his website was invariably shut down, and his Steam account, once again containing $200,000 worth of his stuff, was shut down. So basically after that, he was left with nothing but his YouTube channel and his superfast McLaren. Talking about superfast McLarens, he then later on decided to take his McLaren during what was thought to be a manic episode after this, and drive into a school, breaking down a fence, smashing a window, and then taking his car onto the freeway, the 805 freeway in San Diego, and driving onto the wrong side of the road, going over 100 miles an hour, and then smashing straight into a car. But in the process, he killed 2 other people that were in the car and injured a few others. The SUV he had struck was being driven by Aline Pizarro and her 12-year-old daughter, Ariana Pizarro, and they were unfortunately killed in this accident. And I mean, even the footage of this shows the cars being completely decimated.
Information tonight about this fiery crash that killed 3 people and shut down the 805 for hours. The wrong-way driver has been identified as YouTube and E-game star Trevor Heitman.
And it was also shown that before this, mcskillet had made a live stream where he even talked about how he thought life was just one big simulation and that you could easily just get out of it by just ending your life. But nonetheless, after all this, the crash was ruled an accident, because that makes sense. And also, well, the car was destroyed as well, which you could have just sold if you wanted to get your money back after all. But I guess that wasn't good enough. So to this day, this video originally of revealing this car, which is now no longer in existence, along with the two innocent lives of people, is still up on YouTube, and always another reminder of terrible things that just happen without it seeming like anything, really. And also serving as a meme section for the comments. And those are the 3 Sinister videos that we will be talking about in this episode. Thanks for watching. All of them that are available will be linked in the description for you to check out for yourself. And as usual, stay tuned for the next episode of this. More YouTube Unsolved type content will be coming out from here on out, along with all kinds of mystery/story mystery videos, dark videos in general. So if you like that, go about 2 inches below this screen and make that red button gray. Until next time, you'll see me. Goodbye.